Hi guys, okay, so I have decided to do another video for you. And if you're wondering how I'm filming, I'm actually filming with my iPhone just because my camera's dead and I really wanted to do this tag. One of my favorite YouTubers of all time, or booktubers of all time, is Ariel Bissett. She's really passionate and enthusiastic about books, and because of that, she's really entertaining and she's also really good at editing, and so she's just a joy to watch. Every time one of her videos comes on my subscription feed, I do not hesitate to watch her. I don't even at the start of the day when I'm getting ready, I kind of put things on, watch later. I watch her video instead of putting that on watch later. That's how much I like her. Anyway, so I decided to do her book sacrifice tag because I love the tag. I think it's so funny. So there are 4 questions and let's get into it. First question, an overhyped book. Let's start off with a zombie apocalypse. I'm reading from the screen if you're wondering. Let's say you're in a bookstore just browsing when bam, zombie attack. An announcement comes over the PA system saying that the military has discovered that the zombies' only weakness is overhyped books. What book that everyone else says is amazing, but you really hated, do you start chucking at the zombies knowing that it will count as an overhyped book and successfully wipe them out? Okay, I'm going to pick one that I didn't really hate, but I didn't really like either. I mean, there were some aspects that I really liked, but I didn't like the main character that much. I'm talking about it, but I haven't told you the name of the book because I'm scared to tell you guys the name of the book. I didn't really like the main character. There were some aspects of the book I liked, like the training sequences, but that's it. And that book was Divergent, guys. I know, I'm sorry, but I really didn't like Divergent. I got through it eventually, but I just thought it was a bit dragged on, and I didn't really like the guy she was interested in. I liked how she had to jump off the train. That was kind of cool, but I don't know, Divergent really wasn't for me. I tend to like that style of book, the dystopian but young adult fiction, but I just didn't seem to really click with the characters. So if I don't click with the characters, I tend not to enjoy the book as much. Okay, question 2. A sequel. Let's say you've just left the salon with a smashing new haircut and boom, torrential downpour. What sequel are you willing to use as an umbrella to protect yourself? Okay, I thought long and hard about this one, and I don't know if this is a popular choice, but I've got 2. The first one was New Moon from Twilight, the Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer. I'm pretty sure everyone has heard about that series. When I was in year 12, I think, in 2009, I'm telling you my age here, I liked the Twilight series, but I never enjoyed the second book. I'm very into, powerful female characters, that are strong and good role models for readers, and that book just was so depressing, and she was such a downer, and she didn't, I guess she was relatable. I mean, people who have been dumped or, who have been left by guys, obviously you feel hurt and insecure and all of that stuff, but you don't stop functioning. She stopped functioning as a human being for a while there, and that just, as a role model, that's just a horrible thing to portray. And I just kind of feel like girls who read that, particularly young girls, might feel like this is the way they need to act after a breakup. This is what's socially acceptable. And I'm all for, expressing your feelings, but really, you need to get over this stuff. It's not the end of the world. And she kind of, yeah, I don't know, it just really annoyed me. And the second sequel I didn't like was from The Hunger Games. After the first one, I didn't really like the other ones at all. So I'm just going to say those. Question 3, a classic. Let's say you're in a lecture and your English teacher is going on and on about how this classic has changed the world. How it revolutionized literature, and you get so sick of it that you chuck the classic right in his face because you know what? This classic is stupid and it's worth detention just to show everyone how you feel. What classic did you chuck? So, the classic I chucked was Gone with the Wind. Again, with the female characters that are annoying. it was so frustrating to read about the main character. Now, I read this book quite a while back. I read it when I was about 15, so I can't remember the main characters' names and all of that. But the main character from Gone with the Wind, she was just so frustrating. She was so selfish and self-centered and childish and immature, and I just hated her, and I felt so sorry for the guy who loved her so much. And she was running after this guy who had no character. He had no personality, really. He was like a whimpering little... The only thing he was good looking. And so I just hated it. It was a really big book too, so to get through it and then for there to be a sad ending... I hate sad endings. But for there to be a sad ending, and then also the fact that she was... She just bugged me so much. I would chuck Gone with the Wind in her face. Yeah. Question 4. Your least favourite book of life. Let's say that you're hanging out at the library when bam, global warming explodes and the world outside becomes a frozen wasteland. That'd be kind of cool, Ice Age style. Anyway, you're trapped and your only chance for survival is to burn a book. I would never burn a book. Ever. Anyway, what is the book you first ran to? Your least favourite book of life? What book do you not fully regret lighting? I would probably, seriously, burn my maths methods book. I hated math. I was never good at math. Oh my god. Just math in general stressed me out when I was in year 12. I would hate going to math class. So I would probably burn my math book. I know maths is important, stay in school, all of that. But really, you do not need to know a lot of that for daily life. Like, I barely even use addition and subtraction in my daily life. So I'm probably going to burn that. But if I had to burn a fictional book, I would probably burn 50 Shades of Grey. I work part-time in the books department of a department store. And it was just so awkward. There would be like really old women, like 70, 65. Okay, that's not really old, but you know what I mean. They would come in and they would buy this book and then they'd come in for the sequel and you'd remember them because it was awkward and you'd be like, oh, you know, how are you enjoying the books and stuff? And they'd like, anyway. I read the first chapter and it just wasn't for me. I hated this book and I hated what it's... I mean, I guess some people like that kind of stuff, but I just didn't like it at all, so I'm going to say that book. Okay, so that is the tag. I wasn't really tagged by anyone. This is like my second video, so I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry that it's really long, and I will see you all in my next video, which hopefully is a review of something or other. So yeah, thanks for watching.